All right, everybody, welcome back. Today we are looking at another AliExpress watch, and I'm really excited about this one. This is a Berny Titanium watch, B-E-R-N-Y, clearly inspired by a Seiko field watch. More than likely the SNK809 is what I'm guessing this is homaging to. The reason why I was attracted to this watch in particular is it is titanium. It has a lot of those classic field watch qualities and dial design that you'd want. And it comes in at a price of just $65, which is insane to me that you can get a Seiko quartz movement in a titanium watch with a really good design for $65. It's really making me reconsider and kind of question why I'm spending money on other watches when things like this exist. I really like the size of this watch. I like the way it wears. It's super comfortable, and we'll kind of dive in and talk about all that, all my likes and dislikes here. But I'll start first with the packaging it came in. So this is the Berny box, B-E-R-N-Y. It is a fairly cheap, uninspired jewelry box look. Nothing to really write home about. It does come on a fairly nice watch pillow. Instruction manual, again, nothing to really note. None of these are all that particularly interesting. It is in English and does seem like it has one of the better instruction manuals, but you know how to use a watch, I'm sure, at this point. Hang tag has the model number and a QR code on it, and then I have the extra links that I removed when I set up the watch here. And being titanium, this has its own interesting color compared to like stainless steel. You know, these definitely have a different look to them. They're super lightweight. The feel and weight of the material is very interesting to me. If I didn't know any better, I would think it was just like painted plastic, because it is just a very, very, very lightweight watch, and it feels really similar to my Timex Waterbury, which is like a plastic, ocean recycled plastic type watch. But it feels very, very similar to that in terms of like how the links wear and how they just feel in my hand, and removing the links and reinstalling them and all that. It's just a very, very like cheap feel. But I don't have any other titanium watches to compare it to, so I don't really know. I'm guessing that if I had like a Grand Seiko titanium, that it would not feel this cheap. But again, I don't have any other titanium watches to compare this to, so I'm just giving you my thoughts as I experience the watch. The dial design is classic field watch stuff. You have your inner hour ring, 12-3, 6-9 there. Outer ring is the minute track. You have kind of Flieger style hands there. I'll pull over a Seiko that I have that is very similar dial design. So we have the clearly the inner track there, which is exactly the same, and then we have the outer track there, which is exactly the same. The difference being the hands and how they where they end on the watch. The big bugaboo I have about this Berny watch is the hands, and the reason being they don't really have the correct length. So on this watch, I would expect the hour hand to end at the white inner ring here. Instead, it ends just short of that. And likewise, I would want the minute hand to end where the minute track is, but it does not. It's a little short of that. Similarly, the seconds hand, if you can see, I'll zoom in here, does not go all the way to the outer edge of the minute track. And also the red paint that they use on the seconds hand starts just kind of arbitrarily, like randomly, 3/4 of the way down the seconds hand. It just turns red for some reason. If you look at the Seiko that I have here, the hour hand starts, or I guess ends exactly where the inner ring ends. The minute hand goes all the way to the minute track. The seconds hand goes all the way to the minute track, and the seconds hand is painted only after where the inner ring ends. And so that's kind of what I expected. Again, we're talking about a $65 watch, so I'm not going to go, nuclear on them for not doing that. But it would be pretty close to a perfect watch if they just adjusted the length of their hands there. This is using a Seiko quartz movement, which is the VH31. It has a really nice sweep to it, very similar to an automatic watch. you know, maybe these hands were designed for a slightly smaller watch and they just came out with a bigger case and bigger dial and slapped the same hands on there. I'm not sure, but I like the movement. I like the hands. I think if they were the correct length, it'd be even better. The dial design is, you know, perfect in my opinion. I really can't complain about a classic field watch look. Two lines of text here: Quartz titanium. Fine with both of those things. I don't really care that it says them or doesn't say them. It would be fine either way. The fact that people can know it's titanium is kind of cool. The logo is really kind of an odd logo. It reminds me of Pagani design a little bit, but also reminds me of, and this is a really obscure reference, but it's like the Premier Lacrosse League. They have a very similar logo for some reason. I don't know where they came up with that logo, but it's fine. I don't have any thoughts other than that. The crown is a little odd. It's very small, kind of hard to use. If you're wearing gloves or something, it would be kind of a pain in the ass, but I think it's totally fine for a $65 watch. Case back says titanium, Berny, water resistance 5 ATM, quartz, and the model number there. They do offer this watch in other colors for the dial, and they offer it with a NATO strap instead of this titanium bracelet. I actually really like the bracelet. The bracelet feels very lightweight and kind of cheap, but the pins themselves were really loose. Removing the pins, they fell out very easily, and then putting them back in, they kind of went in a little bit too easily for me. I'm a little bit suspect on whether those are going to stay in forever, or if they're going to slip out on me one day randomly and I'm going to lose the watch. It's a $65 watch. I'm not, going to lose sleep over it, but it would be nice if I had a little bit more reassurance that those pins were going to be secured in there. The clasp is nothing to write home about. It's your standard stuff for AliExpress. Safety clasp here, pressed titanium clasp. Again, I don't have any other titanium watches to compare this to, but it's very rattly and janky. I'm going to zoom out now. Rattly and janky when it's not on your hand, but when it's on your wrist here, you can't hear any of it. It kind of shuts up and wears very nicely. I think that the dimensions of the watch are great. It wears really well on me. Super lightweight. You almost forget it's there. And for that reason, it is a very, very comfortable watch because it just contours perfectly and it just wears really, really nicely. I'll give you some dimensions here. The watch itself is 37 millimeters. Let's try from here. Yeah, 37 millimeters. And to the crown is 38, maybe 39. It is 8.8 millimeters thick, which is crazy. It's that ultra thin quartz movement, that VH31 from Seiko. The crystal is sapphire, which is nice, or at least it said it was sapphire. I do get kind of a blue hue to it in certain lighting conditions. Lug to lug, we are looking at 42, which is really nice. And the bracelet is 20, and it tapers down all the way to, I believe, 18. Yes, 18. So really, really nice proportions and really nice dimensions for the watch. I really like the big dial. And again, comparing it to my Seiko here, dimensions are slightly different. But I actually think I like the Berny more. And this is a $315 Seiko, if you see by the tag here. I've had this in the box for over a year now. I don't know why. I just have never felt like wearing this watch. It is October, so maybe I'll pull it out and wear it now that it's orange and black season. But I just never really found this watch to be all that attractive and desirable. And I just haven't sold it yet. So it's just stayed in the box. This watch, on the other hand, $65 from AliExpress, I have worn quite a bit. And last thing I'll do is show you the lume here. So I actually really, really like the lume. Again, I'm not clear on what type of lume this is, but it does have a really nice blue color, blue tone to it. And it's very, very bright and very attractive. I took this downstairs last night in the dark, for my midnight snack or whatever. I was still wearing the watch, and the watch was very, very bright. lume looks really good even, you know, half hour to an hour after recharging it. So, so yeah, I can't really recommend the watch more. It is $65, and if you are into watches and you like field watches in particular, I think it's really a no-brainer to buy this watch. It would be kind of nice if the hands were the correct length, but other than that, um, you know, I really don't see a watch out there with more value than this one. Maybe a Casio, because you can get those for $25, $30, but this is a great watch, and it's the only titanium watch that I own. So the grade of titanium, I don't know. I'm sure it's the lowest possible grade titanium that they can sell to still be able to say it is titanium. But yeah, I like the watch. And again, I'll give you one more wrist shot here. Put the watch on. Give me my little wrist roll. Boom. It's a good looking watch. All right, with that, I'll let you go, and I'll see you in the next one.